It's the end of the world! Gates to the spirit world have opened all over New York, and ghosts are invading. It's up to you to save the day in Ghostbusters, the board game. Strap on your proton pack and heat it up, because you just become one of the Ghostbusters. It's your job to bust ghosts and close the gates that are spawning them. Plus, you've got to keep depositing your trapped ghosts into the Ecto-1's dimensional meter to keep refilling the emptying spirit world. An empty spirit world spells game over for the Busters and the world. The game takes place over a series of story campaigns, each consisting of 4 unique scenarios ending in a final battle with a ghost boss. You'll need to use everything you've learned and all the XP you've earned in the previous scenarios to take down these fearsome foes. Each scenario card details the goal of the mission and the specific gate type that accompanies it. At the conclusion of each round, roll the event die and follow the scenario card's instructions. The backside of the scenario card details how to build the map and where items are placed on it, like gates and ghosts, but also the starting location of the Ghostbusters and the Ecto-1. Complete the setup of the scenario by populating the spirit world with all the ghosts indicated on the scenario card. Each scenario provides a goal under the Scenario Ends In section with a success and fail description. After all 4 Ghostbusters have taken their turns, it is the end of the round and the time has come to roll the event die. The event die is a 6-sided die covered in symbols that trigger an effect when an open or closed gate symbol is rolled. These effects change depending on the scenario. By now you've probably noticed the red, orange, and yellow lines on the map. These represent obstacles in the terrain and can impede movement and or sight lines for the Ghostbusters. A red line means that a Ghostbuster cannot move or even see through that blockage. An orange line represents an obstacle at ground level. Ghostbusters can see through orange lines, but cannot move across them. A yellow line indicates an obstacle that can be moved through, but cannot be seen through, such as cloud, or steam, or smoke. Let's get into the action. On their turns, each of the 4 Ghostbusters has 2 actions to spend. There are a variety of actions to choose from, so let's run through the options. You can move your Ghostbuster up to 2 spaces, even diagonally. You can move through other Ghostbusters, the Ecto-1, closed gates, or the yellow grid lines. You cannot move through ghosts, open gates, orange grid lines, or red grid lines. You can get behind the wheel to drive the Ecto-1 up to 6 spaces. The Ecto-1 cannot move diagonally, but otherwise follows the same restrictions as moving a Ghostbuster. The Ecto-1 can carry all the Ghostbusters inside of it. On the map, the Ecto-1 is represented by the Ecto-1 game piece, but separate from the map, there is also the Ecto-1 tile. When Ghostbusters are inside the Ecto-1, they are moved off the map onto the Ecto-1 tile. When they exit, they move back onto the map. If you're ready to bust some heads, in a spiritual sense of course, you can fire a proton stream at your target as long as you have a line of sight to it. Each Ghostbuster's line of sight stretches out for 3 spaces in all directions, just so long as nothing is blocking your view. Line of sight can be blocked by ghosts, open gates, or yellow or red grid lines. Ghostbusters can see through other Ghostbusters, the Ecto-1, closed gates, and orange grid lines. A successful hit allows you to put a stream token on the target ghost. Once you've placed the required number of stream tokens on a ghost, you automatically trap it and place it on your character card. You can deposit any number of trapped ghosts into the Ecto-1 from any adjacent space. When depositing a ghost, transfer it from your character card to the Spirit World tile. Slime happens. That's just part of the job when you tangle with the supernatural. Slime is a result of contact with a ghost and reduces your actions by 1 per turn for every time your Ghostbuster gets slimed. You can use one of your actions to remove a slime from an adjacent Ghostbuster. You can also forfeit all your actions in a turn to remove 1 slime from yourself. Maneuvers are different from actions. In addition to your 2 actions, you may perform 1 maneuver per turn. Entering or exiting the Ecto-1 into a door space next to it constitutes a maneuver. Giving or taking any number of trapped ghosts from an adjacent Ghostbuster is also considered a maneuver. While these actions and maneuvers can be performed by all of the Ghostbusters, each one will be rewarded with additional XP or experience points by meeting the requirement listed on their character card. Peter Venkman is a risk taker who does his best work in close proximity to ghosts. When a ghost slimes him, he earns 1 experience. Ray Stans, the heart of the Ghostbusters, is a curious collector who gains XP by removing slime from his fellow Ghostbusters. Egon Spengler is a wild man with his proton pack who learns from his mistakes. He gets an XP bump whenever he rolls a 1 during combat. Winston Zedmore aids the team by being the best at depositing, and gains 1 experience for every 3 combined classes of ghosts he deposits each turn. Now it's time to learn all about the vapors, entities, and spooks you'll be trapping. Each ghost has a unique card that details how they interact with you. In combat, you use your D6 or proton die to roll their to hit number or higher. When hit, place one of your stream tokens on that ghost, and then play out their when hit ability. If you fail the roll, play out the ghost's when missed ability. When a ghost has a required number of streams on it, it is trapped, and the Ghostbusters gain 1 experience for each stream they had on it. When ghosts move randomly or emerge from a gate, you will use the PKE meter and a die 8 to determine the direction. Alright Ghostbusters, those are the basics of the job. Refer to the current scenario card and your operations and field manual for additional important information. You've got the tools, you've got the talent. The world is counting on you. Go get 'em!